In this video, I'll be showing you how to install TransAT on your Windows operating system. So the first thing you'll need to do is download TransAT from the ASComp website. So open up an Internet Explorer and go to the main ASComp website, which is located at www.ascomp.ch. Once there, navigate to the Download Center, which is under the Product Suite, and go to TransAT Suite. Here are some other important files. I would very much recommend to download the installation manual for Windows. This includes all of the details, so you can follow along this video, but I definitely recommend to read the manual, and you'll pick up on anything I forget to mention here. So to download TransAT, we'll click on this link here. This is the latest version. You'll be directed to the login site, and you'll need to give your email address. I'll give mine here. Now, if you have not already registered with ASComp, you'll need to do so. After 1 or 2 days, you'll receive confirmation and you'll be allowed to download TransAT. But I'm already a member of the community, so I will submit this. And now I'll be taken to a link where I can download TransAT. There is a Windows version and a Linux version. In this video, I'll be showing you the Windows version. Now it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to download, which I've already done and stored in my downloads folder. It comes as an executable, TransAT, and then the version setup. We'll click on this to start the installation wizard. And let the installer start up. And this is the beginning introduction page to the installation wizard. We'll click next, and we're first brought to the license. If you'd like to, you can read through it, but we'll agree. And next, we'll choose a directory to install TransAT. I like to keep it at the default location in the C program files ASComp. And then we'll choose the components to install. Along with TransAT, we'll be installing tutorials. We'll be installing MS MPI port range. That specifies some firewall settings for communication during parallel simulations. And third, the unit test. The unit test confirms that TransAT is successfully installed, and that will be run at the end of installation. And once that is all confirmed, we'll click Install. And this is the dependency checker. This checks to see some of the required softwares that TransAT needs to run. If you don't have them, it will install those in the next steps. As you can notice, it appears that TransAT has stopped installing at this point. On some versions of Windows, what happens is the dependency window pops up in the background. All you'll need to do is look for this and bring it to the foreground. These are all the dependencies that are required for TransAT to be successfully installed. So we need all of these to install TransAT. We'll do so, and it will bring us through installation wizards for each of these separate softwares. And they're pretty straightforward to install as well. We just leave the default settings and click Next through each of the installation windows and wait for it to install. With all the dependencies installed correctly, we'll close that and wait for the rest of TransAT to install. And since we selected the MS MPI port range definition, this tool helps to select the port range. We'll just leave it as the default. This is again just some of the firewall settings. So we'll let that install as it did. And finally, now that everything is finished, the unit test is running, and we'll ensure that everything passes. Now, sometimes they do fail. even though TransAT was successfully installed, so we'll wait and see what the results are. And it says the unit test successfully ran, so we can close this. And we are finished with the installation. Now what you can do is use the TransAT log files manager. Say, for example, you had some problem with the installation, you ran into some problem and you couldn't figure out what it was. You can look at the log, and maybe it doesn't tell you anything, but you can send it to our support team. They'll take a look at it and get any of your questions fixed or figure out what exactly happened and tell you how to solve the problem. So that's that with the log files manager. We'll finish and we're done with the installation. I can double check and see that the shortcut is now located on my desktop. Additionally, if I go into the C program files as comp, I now have my TransAT 5.301 suite. We can look at that and we have all of the folders for that. In addition to the TransAT software, we also have some additional tools. There's advanced initial conditions. This is a tool that installs the advanced initial conditions. A dependency check that was ran during installation, but you can run it again to check your dependencies are up to date. There's the license manager, so you can set the license. And there is the MS-MPI port default range, and that was also run during installation. So first, to get TransAT up and running, if you have a full license, you'll need to set the license. I have already installed, or I've already downloaded my license, and I'll put that in a place where I have read and write access. So I go to my downloads, and I go to my TransAT license. I'll copy this into my documents, into TransAT, and I'll put the license right here. Next, I will go back to the license tool and start the license manager. I'll let it make changes to my device. And now all I need to do is click this button to browse through my directories for the license. So I go back to my documents, into my TransAT folder and the license, and I click OK. Now note that you must log out, then log back into your machine to make the license effective. I click OK, and I will do that. I will log out. In this second part of the installation tutorial, I'll be showing you how to install the Advanced Initial Conditions tool for TransAT. To do so, we'll go to the directory where TransAT was installed. So that is located in the C directory under Program Files in the ASCOMP folder, and we'll go to the Tools, and we'll open up Advanced Initial Conditions. This is very straightforward. We just need to go through the installation wizard. It's very easy, as was the TransAT installation. And again, check in the background. Sometimes the windows don't pop up right in the foreground. And most of these warnings we can ignore. We'll allow SDK to install. We'll leave all of the default options selected to be installed. Again, as with the license, for advanced initial conditions to work, you need to log out and log back into your machine. This concludes the installation tutorial. You can now begin using TransAT on your Windows operating system.